What's up, guys? MrErgology here, bringing you guys episode 5, I believe, of Corbacraft Q&A. And today's question's a interesting question. I think a lot of people are going to enjoy the topic. As you can tell from the title, it says the question. But yeah, so let's go ahead and jump right into it here. So today's question comes from the Leonade. How did all current staff, besides you and W Pound, get to where they are now? And how did I meet them? Or have they just been around since close to the beginning of the server? Okay, so all the staff now, besides myself and W Pound, have not been around since the beginning of the server, believe it or not. Not a single one, actually, has been around since the very, very beginning. By that, I mean the first 2 weeks of the server. The oldest staff members on the team, not the oldest as in age, but the oldest with the most experience on the team are Rosestar, Plaz, and Dingo. They all have been around for a year plus, and Rose, I believe, is 2 years. And so, Corbacraft's been out for 3 years, and we've had staff before them. But they've, honestly, they've been the most loyal staff I've ever had. Which is awesome. Which is just great. So, let me think about this here. How did they get to where they are now? And how did I meet them? Okay, we'll start with most recent staff, because I can remember that more recently. But all staff are met on the server. And for the most part, they're recommended right now by other staff members to me. So they'll be recommended from a mod or a helper even to me, and I'll consider them, and we'll go from there. But back in the day, before I had Plaz and Rose, I would have to select them myself. And so basically, when I first got Plaz, I remember he offered to be a moderator on my Twitch chat. I did the live stream back then. And so he was moderator for my Twitch channel chat. And that's kind of how I met him and knew he was kind of loyal, because he did a great job at that. And so then I decided to put him as I believe it was a helper on Corbacraft. And eventually he worked his way up to mod. And then after some time, and we went through a rough time in Corbacraft for like a week, there was a big issue with some of the higher up staff that Plaz, man, he stayed on for the whole entire time. Same with Dingo. I believe it was a similar story. I'll go through his story also. But Plaz managed to stay with us the entire time. He believed in what we were doing, and he supported it. And so he stayed with us, and that's kind of what got Plaz promoted to his admin rank. And he is one of the most influential people on the server, meaning a lot of the decisions we make go through him. I shouldn't say all decisions, because there's some decisions me and W Pound have to make by ourselves. I know that sounds pretty bad, but it is true for advertising purposes and things like that. Not like in server decisions. Most of those are all staff-based. Or if I just have a really good idea one day, or someone else has a really good idea, and I and W Pound think it's a good idea, we will put it into effect, not immediately, but eventually, and consult with all the other admins, and sometimes Gmods. So that brings me to the next person, which is Dingo. Dingo also managed to stay with us through the entire issue we had during that 1 week, and that kind of got him promoted to mod. He was a newer helper at the time, and after a while he would be a Gmod, and then eventually, kind of within the last, I think it was 3 or 4 months, I'm not exactly sure, he became an admin, because he's been very loyal. Sometimes he can be a little bit mature, but he's very loyal to the server, and I respect him, and he's smart. He's definitely smart. So that's kind of his story. As for Rose, Rose has been here, I think she has been here the longest. Actually, I'm almost 100% positive she's been here the longest besides myself. She was about 2 or 3 years, not 3. Maybe 2 years ago she came to Corbacraft, and she stuck with us through the entire, same thing Dingo and Plaz stuck through. And I figured she was loyal enough for admin. So I promoted to admin. She has been admin for a very, 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 very long time. So she is also one of the most important people on the server, believe it or not. Actually, you better believe it. There is no or not there. It's just you better believe it. She's very important for the server. She has helped the players tremendously, and she talks to the players a lot. She spends a lot of time with the players. And that's awesome. Unfortunately, I don't get that opportunity sometimes because I'm busy, but she does take advantage of it, and she gets to spend time with all you guys and girls on the server. So that brings us to our next thing, which is our most recent staff, which was our Gmods, which we added this rank in summer this year, in the last summer or whatever. And it started with like 2 or 3, and basically what Gmods are, they're not admin ranks, but there are people that we think are very, very loyal, but we don't know enough about them to know if they're admin loyal yet. I mean, I trust them, everyone else trusts them, but they haven't been through that dramatic experience on the server yet. And once they do, and if they stick with us, I can almost guarantee they will have an admin position on the server. Or if they continue working as hard as they are, or even harder, and join us with new things that are coming in the future we can't really talk about just yet, but you guys are going to really like it. That will also end up in their promotion. So that is kind of the background of the higher ranking staff, but I can't really go into depth about the lower ranking staff, but I mean like helper and mod. They're not exactly low ranking, but there's more of them, so it's hard for me to remember everyone's story because there's so many staff now, and I appreciate every single one of them. That's the most important thing, I think. Okay, what's next? How did I meet them? Okay, so like I said, I met Plaz on the server one day. I needed someone to moderate my Twitch chat, and I knew he's been around for a while, so I asked him if he wanted to do it, and eventually it led to him actually being staff on the server. Rose, I met on the server. I do not think she was ever recommended by anyone. I think I promoted her individually. And Dingo, same thing. They all applied. Actually, I don't think Rose may not have applied. I think I just asked her one day because she's doing such a great job with players. Okay, and that's basically the answer to all those questions. I guess I have time to go into the newer stuff like the helpers and mods. The mods are not really newer, and there's a few helpers that are not newer. They've just been around for a while. And most staff now are all recommended unless I personally would promote them for some reason or another. If they have something very unique or if they have a really good application, I would personally promote them. But most of them now, I cannot tell you all their stories, which is unfortunate because I do not have the chance to actually just recruit staff right now. I mean, it's not part of my schedule. It's part of the staff manager schedule, which we've put in place this year. If you don't know who the staff manager is, that would be Gmod, Squeaker, Moosey, or Mousy, whatever one she goes by. It's really confusing which one she goes by because I never know. So that is kind of how the new staffing works, and I just meet them kind of as they come on and off the server, and they just verify the new staff with me basically. Alrighty, what else do we have here? Another question. There was another question. Okay, a quick answer to a question I'll actually make a bigger video on. Someone asked, what is the actual time factions will be released? As of right now, it's going to be 3 or 4 p.m. Central America time, or Central America, like the United States Central Time. It's going to be 3 or 4 p.m. because that's when a lot of people get out of school, and so I feel like that's the most fair to give people a chance. Probably 4 p.m. Just because I feel like that's a good time, and I should not be busy with anything else at that time, so hopefully that will be released around then. What else? There was another question regarding factions. I gotta remember. I think it was in the most recent episode. I can check really quick. Okay. When is the next online Corba store for Christmas? The next online Corba store for Christmas, I think, is... I don't know if we are going to do another sale before then. I don't think we have a scheduled sale right now, but I tell you what, if we hit 200 players, we'll do a sale. How about that? If we hit 200 players, we'll do a 50% off sale the following day. So that's going to be the ultimate goal. Let's try to hit 200 players this Sunday for the 50% off. Boom. Perfect. Alright, so if everyone enjoyed this video, I appreciate you enjoying this video because that is very nice of you. And if you want to actually get your own question answered, put it in the comments below. I'm trying to answer most questions, or all the questions, given the time I have. With factions coming out very soon, it's hard to stay on top of things like this. But fortunately, we're almost done with the factions completely, so that's good news. So if you enjoyed the video, guess what I'm going to ask? I'm going to ask that you please comment, like, subscribe. Until next time, guys, I'll see ya.